Hello, everyone. It's Lydia with the Avanti Wellness Podcast and YouTube channel. And today I'm excited to introduce you to one of our Avanti community participants. This is Elaine. Hi, Elaine.
Hi there.
Hi. I'm so glad that you were willing to do this, and I can't wait for us to tell your exciting news and story. So, to get started, will you introduce yourself and kind of tell the audience, like, how did you find the channel? How long have you been involved in, this community and activity? And then we're gonna get into your story. Okay.
The nitty gritty. Well, I have been bouncing today's day 39, and the beginning of January, I don't, like I said, I don't really like New Year's resolutions because for me they set me up for failure, and I don't like to fail. But I knew that with what I had been through the last several years, that I needed something to change. Because doing the same thing and expecting results, we know what that means, insanity. And I was tired of the insanity. I was wanting to take care of me. And so I had been working out with this one lady on YouTube, which is an amazing lady. It's not that, but I wasn't really feeling what I needed to feel. And here I am YouTubing, and I came across Miss Lydia. And I'm like, a rebounder?
Oh,
And
you
I'm
didn't know what
watching.
it was before?
No, I
Oh,
did
good. What
not.
did you just see me jumping like a little hot light helicopter thing?
Yes. And I'm like, what is that? Oh, I had also, excuse me, before that, I had listened because a daughter of mine, we had three girls, but one of my daughters, she said she loved Barbara O'Neill.
Uh-huh.
And so would listen to her. And so I thought, who is this lady? I always like studying nutrition, health, anything. So
Natural.
anyway, yes, anything natural. So anyway, I listened to her, and she mentions about rebounding and the health benefits. And I'm like, what on earth is rebounding? Never heard of it. And so I'm YouTubing, and I saw some of these young girls, they're bouncing. And I'm like, okay, I know I can't do that and survive. And then I came across yours, and I'm like, you were just so light and breezy and nice and easy. And I thought, wait a minute. And so I was stalking you. I hadn't, I hadn't
Oh my
done
God.
anything.
Everybody says that they watch several videos
Yes,
before they ever decide to get
yes.
right.
And then so watching your success, and I thought, I think I could do that. I want to feel better. I want to look better. I think I can do that. And you made it, I don't know, you made it look like anybody can do it. So that's
Well,
how
and
it
that's
started.
because anybody can do it. You just made
Yeah,
rebounding work for you, right?
that's right. You're so right.
Yeah. So what part of the country are you in?
I am originally from Louisiana, born and
Oh,
raised there, but we've been living in Oklahoma for 4 years.
okay, cool. I would just wanted to know if you were central or, East Coast, West Coast. 'Cause we have people all over. We have people in
Yes,
France, we have people in Australia, we have people in California and East Coast, South Carolina. So I just kind of wanted to put you into a context. So that's awesome. All right, let's dive into texted me the other day. I'm not going to tell your story, but you were so excited. I think it was
extremely.
Saturday. You were
Yes,
texting me the good news. So
yes.
tell us, take us back to the part where you got the injury. Okay, so tell the whole story.
Okay, that was 6 years ago. My husband, like I said, is post-transplant, stem cell transplant. They used to do bone marrow transplants, but now they've changed it to stem cell. Anyway, and just a lot of stress in my life that I had never felt ever. And so I had something really weird happen to my right eye. It's like I couldn't, it was kind of blurry. I'm thinking it was a sinus infection maybe that I was fighting. I go to my eye doctor. Long story short, she sends me to a retina specialist, and they tell me that I had a vein occlusion, basically an eye stroke behind my right eye.
Well, let's
And
describe that. So lack of blood flow
yes,
to the
thank
eye.
you.
So there was some kind of a blockage, so the blood
Yes,
flow
there
couldn't get
was.
through. Okay.
Hmm. Thank you. And so it affected my sight drastically. It was so weird. I'd close my left eye, to see. And anyway, it was just kind of scary. And he said, well, we'll start eye injections. And I'm like, oh my goodness, because the alternative could be possibly blind in that right eye. And that just doesn't sound like fun to me.
Wait, I have a question. What are the eye injections supposed to accomplish? What are y'all doing them for?
What it does is it helps to relieve the swelling, to bring the swelling
Okay, so
down.
inflammation. They're putting a
Yes.
steroid or something in there
Actually, it's not a steroid. He told me that we could do a steroid. I should have had the name of the medication. I'm
It's
sorry
okay.
that I
Anyway,
don't.
they're just trying to decrease inflammation
Yes,
so that more
yes,
blood flow can get through there,
yes,
right?
exactly.
Okay,
And so
got it.
I had asked him, I said, do you think that it could possibly ever improve in new growth? And he's like, well, this is a pretty, substantial blood,
Yeah.
and it's like,
And he's
I
like,
don't
I've
know.
never seen that before, right?
Right. Yes. And that was the retina specialist. And so Friday, I go to this new doctor, not a retina specialist, just to get a new pair of glasses. So he's, doing all these, the eye exam, and he said, well, I see that you had a vein occlusion behind your right eye. I said, yes, I did 6 years ago. And he said, well, and then that's when he says, I have to admit, he said, I don't see many patients like that, but this has got to be, for that length of time, the best that I've ever seen. He said, I can see where it happened. I see that, some, damage to your eye, but I also see new growth where the little blood vessels are starting to flow around that
Like
area.
they're sprouting out to try to reach your
Yes,
eye. So they're trying
yes,
to create new pathways
yes,
so blood flow can get to the eye to give
yes.
you vision.
Yes, which the retina specialist had said the chances of that the odds of that happening were pretty slim.
That's
And so
because none of those people are rebounding.
that is right. And I thought, man, here's my opportunity to tell him. But I was just so shocked because, for 6 years, nope, 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 not going to happen. This is going to be your life.
Let's talk about how many injections have you had to go through in 6 years? Like how
Oh my
many a
goodness.
year?
You figure at first, probably for about 2 years, it was once a month. And
Oh
then I
gosh, so
don't,
that's 12,
yes,
24.
thank you.
And you
And
said it's
then
really like uncomfortable and
it
just
is
you have to psych
uncomfortable.
yourself out just to
Oh,
get
I
the
do
needle in
every
your
single
eye.
time. Yes, I have to take my deep breaths, and he puts this little round, after he numbs it, big time.
To high
Then he has,
heaven.
yes, and then he'll stick this little plastic thing in there and get his little injection.
Yeah. And you said
It's
there's
emotionally
pressure.
exhausting.
It's just
There's a
super
lot of
uncomfortable.
pressure.
Yeah, it's
It is.
uncomfortable.
Yep. And
Awesome.
so
Okay, so wait, let's
that's
go
the
back.
only thing that I've done different.
Okay, so let's go back to the concept of the eye was growing new, and he didn't really think you were doing anything intentional to actually make that happen. He just thought it was a miracle that it was happening. But what we want to share on this episode is you attribute what we've learned from, because I talk about in the book the new miracles of rebounding, how we
Yes.
talk about number
Yes.
one, rebounding stimulates blood flow. That's number one.
Yep.
Because you're on a down bounce, it squeezes. On the up bounce, it pushes. So that's happening in a vein, just like the heart pumps like
Yes.
this. When you're
Yes.
squeezing down on a trampoline, it's doing the same thing against gravity. So it increases the blood. Let's just like define, why does the rebounding growing these new veins? So oxygen also has to get to the areas for healing. If oxygen can't, if the doctors are listening to this conversation, they understand that oxygen has to get to an area for any kind of healing to happen. And most of us may not be doing enough things to get the oxygen flow at this level that the way.
And I was working out. That's the thing. I was.
And that reminds me, wait, let's just backtrack 1 second. So you had this last appointment from the point where they didn't see it to the point where they saw it. How many months or weeks or whatever spanned from
it's been 6 weeks.
Okay, so 6 weeks ago.
6 weeks.
Okay, and let's do the math. You said you started January 1st?
January 3rd.
Okay, so literally, what is that, 5 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
So they saw the new blood vessels in a matter of I mean, what I'm trying to impress upon y'all hearing this is that the results were happening immediately, but they were only visible once she did a scan or a test on her eyes
Yes.
to see the new levels of, let's just call them, vessel growth. I don't even know what
I
the
would say it
term.
is.
Maybe it's capillaries. Is it considered capillaries? I don't
I
know
think
the
it's
body
veins.
veins, yeah,
Yeah.
blood flow.
Vein growth, blood
So
vessels.
oxygen moving there. How do you get it there? The rebounding gets the oxygen to the source. They specifically talked in the book about better eye health. And I have, like it's blurry if I take my reading glasses off. So these are just magnifiers that magnify
Mm-hmm.
the computer closer for a clearer picture. But I can't wait to think that maybe more blood flow to the back of my eye will help my 50-year-old eyes clear up, because I would love not to have to wear reading glasses, right? Wouldn't that be
Amen.
amazing?
Yes, it would be. I
Yeah.
didn't even ask him because you see, I'd never had astigmatism until the vein occlusion. I was just so flabbergasted. I forgot to ask him, do you still see the astigmatism behind my right eye? Because I'd never had it before. So I don't know. I guess that'll be
I
the
wonder
next
if you could
appointment.
call and ask him, tell him you're going to send this video to him, but also tell him, can you check and see if that stigmatism was still present was he actively looking at it, or did he take some kind of picture or x-ray of it to look at it later?
I don't know. I know
Okay.
that, it was just a new patient and they do all the testing, the
Okay.
scans and that
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay. Well, that's a very interesting. When are you supposed to go back?
That's not till a year. But my retina specialist, I go back at the end of February.
Okay. And you'll be able
So
to tell him this story.
it's like, okay, Dr. Johnson, check this out.
Yes. Well, yeah. See what you find. See if you
Yeah,
see the same things that he found. This will be really fantastic for you to have a follow up, for us to understand how much better is it going to. I mean, this is only 6 weeks. So what's going to
yes,
happen in 12 weeks or in
yes, I
24
totally
weeks?
get it. I
You know?
agree. What was really cool is because he made this comment. He said, of course, I don't see the amount of patients as Dr. Johnson does, because he's a retina specialist. But he said, I have never, in my years of practice, I've never seen someone have that happen 6 years ago and it looked this good. Never.
Yeah. That is such a beautiful story. We're going to have to
Thank you,
title this
Lydia.
video really like a Google search thing, how to help heal, occlusion or whatever, because we want people to know that this is possible. At least they can
It
attempt
is.
it. I mean, we can't
Exactly. What
guarantee.
do you have to lose?
Well, and everybody's body's different. So when
Right.
I read that book, the the new the new miracles of rebounding, they said the 4 things that a healthy cell needs, and don't forget there's 75 trillion cells in the body, is oxygen to the cell, extra concentrated nutrition, alkaline environment. So if you want to drink alkaline or reverse osmosis water, and a positive mental attitude. And I would have to say that part of my channel is about stimulating that positive mental attitude towards your healing, because
Yes.
all of that's a part of the healing journey. It's not exclusive to just the water and the
Right.
nutrition and
I
the
agree.
oxygen.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. And I want everyone to understand that this is possible for them. So before we go, you and I kind of talk through what are some of the ways that people who might be challenged with mobility, because I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to hear this and go, well, I can't do that. Let's talk about how we make it so easy, how we make it so that, all the different ways that even someone who's challenged with mobility can still do some level of bounce, whether it's just sitting on the mesh and having somebody else put their hands on the shoulders and pushing you down because it's going against gravity, and
Right.
that creates oxygen flow. So tell me how you bounce.
What I started off doing, like I said, I saw some of the young ones because I'll just be honest, I thought, there's no way what Liddy is doing, I will have that much benefits. There's no way. It's too easy. That was my
Yeah, my
mind,
feet don't even come off of the mat.
No, the no pain, no gain. And then I got a hold to the book that you were talking about,
The New Miracles of
the new
Rebounding.
miracles of rebounding. And I started reading in there because he had made the comment, bouncing, 1 minute, I think it's 1 minute, 5 times a day is better than three, and three is better than one, and one is better than none. So I thought, okay, Elaine, forget about those young whippersnappers that are bouncing, dinging. That's
Doing the
great.
can. Woo, woo.
Yes. So I started with the health bounce, and I started off doing just 1 minute of that because it was very awkward. I had the bar, very, very awkward, and I thought, okay, let me just get acclimated to this. Let my brain get used to this, and then I did that for 3 days. And then I bumped it up to 2 minutes. And I thought, okay, I think I can do 2 minutes. Still never, my feet never getting off of the mat. And I did that probably for another 3 days. And then I thought, maybe I could do 5 minutes. And so now I'm up to 10 minutes twice a day. And I love right now, of course, it's today's day 39. I love jogging on it because I used to love to run, but the pounding does not do good for my 60 plus body. So I love to rebound on it. I just get so excited. A lot of times, even though I'll miss your podcast, I'll put it on and I got my earbuds on and I'm listening and just jogging away. And I love it. So that's all I do.
So, did you hear Duty's interview the other day where she said,
Yes.
by the way, for those who don't know, Duty is our 90-year-old member who
Wow.
loves rebounding. And she also
Yes.
found me doing a light health bounce and thought, I think I could do that. Let me try my 90-year-old body and try to health bounce. So she does, but she's kind of unusual because she's superwoman. But I was wondering if you heard her say that she feels addicted to rebounding now after she's on today's day 71 for her.
Oh, go Duty Bug.
Yeah, and just for the record, I'll say online that I'm on day like 104. So I've been
So
doing this for
encouraging.
104 days. And just because I hope other people are hearing this message, some things that Elaine may or may not have heard from me is that I was trying, and we were talking about this before we hit record. I was trying to find they say that 10 minutes of rebounding is equal to the value of doing a
40.
40-minute walk. And I thought,
Wow.
well, my 70-year-old through 87-year-old mom did a 40-minute walk every single day in the rain or shine. I'm not going to do that. That's not my
No,
personality. I'm not going to wake up in the dark
no.
and go like she did. So I was like, what can Lydia do every single day that can help her move more in 24, but also be sustainable, something that's
Exactly.
sustainable. And it's not
Yes.
just, could I go to the gym and pound it out at 55? Yes. Am I going to go to the gym at 85 years old and pound it out to keep my health? No. So I
No
wanted to create
way.
habits and behaviors
Mhm.
today that I can just do the rest of my life into my older years. And I thought to myself, Elaine, you can relate to this. I thought to myself, if I don't stimulate the stability muscles that keep me
Yes.
stable on an unstable surface like a rebounder at 55, it's really going to be hard for me to start rebounding later.
I
However,
agree.
I don't have a bar. So nowadays, I just want to encourage everyone who's going, well, I wish I had one with a bar. Get the bar. If you're super unstable, you can put 2 bars on either side and you can hold on to both sides of the bars and step into the bars and just hold on tight and get your body jumping. And I say jumping, let's just call it bouncing
Bouncing.
because we're not taking our feet off of the mat. We're just
No,
going like this.
I
And
agree.
I've only done it, 10 minutes in the morning and 5-minute boosters in the evenings. I've added a little bit more in the last, 70 to 100 days. But before that, I've already changed a size and a half. So I'm only sharing that because Elaine's, what did you say, 39 days? How many days are you
Yes,
in?
39.
39 days. And, there's a difference. Like I really didn't start seeing any real changes until like days 30. And so you're building muscles, tendons, bone density, all of this under the surface before
The
you ever
chiseling.
see your body shrinking. Let me ask you, do you have any physical changes now that you're in
Oh
day
my goodness.
31?
Yes, you know what was crazy? Probably the very first, I have a deep tub. I love to bathe. I love to soak in a tub. The very first thing that I noticed, probably about 2 weeks after rebounding, is I would have to, prepare myself to get out of the tub, because
Yeah.
it's like, you know. And I noticed, I'm telling you, it was probably
Like you're
week
able to
2.
pop up now.
Yes, and nothing, I don't feel like my knee's going to pop out, my ankles, and I'm like, wow, I feel stronger doing this. But even, I think I might have told you that one of the guards, we have to go through security where I work at every day. And one of the guards said, hey, you're doing something different, aren't you? And I said, I am. He said, I can tell. He goes, what are you doing? And so I told him about rebounding. He said, I can see it even in your face, not. And so I thought, that is awesome. So
Well, and
I,
I'll tell everyone for everyone's benefit, it is like getting a facelift because you can get rid of this saggy turkey neck that I had, and your cheeks and everything starts to lift up because you're strengthening collagen and skin cells are getting oxygen and everything's tightening up even as we age. It's like an anti-aging, because we're going against gravity, and
yes,
it's that gentle resistance of going
yes.
against the light energy of gravity that
Mm,
stimulates the cells. So it's considered a cellular workout. And so like I'm just getting, all the fluid that was normally around here and stuff, it's just
mm-hmm.
draining because my lymph nodes are releasing it and letting it go. Now you do have to drink some water because you need something to
Yes,
flush all of that
yes,
out,
flush it out. I
right?
agree.
Yeah,
Yes,
I had
definitely.
that similar, we'll wrap it up, but I had that
Okay.
similar experience where I have a very low chase lounge in my backyard. And it used to be so low that it was like I had to spin around and then do kind of a doggy crawl to kind of get myself like a giraffe, getting up upside
Yes.
down. And so I couldn't just pop up from my butt being seated on the chase lounge because my butt was lower than my knees on the chase lounge. And so that was really difficult. But now that I've strengthened my knees and my ankles and my calf muscles, I just pop up and go, and
I
it's like, wow, these little
know.
tiny benefits
Yes.
are just
I
noticeable.
I know that some of the ladies at work, we have some new girls down our hall, and I'm not I'm a pretty energetic person, but even more so with the rebounding, I noticed that for sure. I can be energetic longer. Well, I'm not a caffeine person. I don't do caffeine. It's like a drug to my body. And the girls, they're like, wow, they call me Miss Elaine. Wow, Miss Elaine, you have all this energy. And I'm like, okay, y'all can make fun of me, but I'm telling you, rebounding,
Show
kind of
them the channel. Let them get inspired by the channel.
with two of
So
my girls. It's so awesome. They have jumped on because I'm like, okay, guys, I started showing them your pictures. It's like, look, okay, this woman is for real. She's not making this up. She is like the real deal. You listen to her and you will see. And so they're both so encouraged, and they're bouncing away in week
what are their
2.
ages?
Elizabeth is 38 and Corey is 36.
Okay, because Kristen, I just got off the phone with her, and her daughters are like, I don't know, they're teens, like 14 and 18 or something like that. And I just thought, and then she said her mom was now, listening, and became a subscriber. And I'm like, I'm just thrilled that I can be inspirational for a teenager or a 90-year-old like Duty, like that's,
Yes.
it's just because I want to inspire and encourage and know that even if you're in a dark place, there is light. There is light possible. You just got to do that
Exactly.
journey where you find your own light again. And I encourage it because I've been there.
My husband is now rebounding. You know, I mean, I just, because he doesn't want the bar. I took the bar off. So we have it up against the wall and he will hold on and bounce that way, because Mark's ankles, I'm telling you, people were to see his ankles. He actually needs ankle replacements in both of them. But anyway, that's for another day. And
Well, what
so,
if the cells replace the cells and he doesn't need ankle replacements in the future?
yes, who knows?
I think
Yes,
it's possible because the cells are going to fill the bone density.
yes. So I said, Mark, he doesn't remove his feet or not off, and he does the health bounce. And I said, who knows? I said, you can try it, and he loves it. He's doing 8 minutes a day. Some days he'll do 8 minutes a day.
That's
And
beautiful. And
yes,
they say it's really just about it's also an immune booster. So it's healthy for people who want to have a strong immune system, but just the lymphatic opening.
Yes, the lymphatic.
If you're not trying to lose weight or whatever, and you just want to open your lymphatic system because no one ever taught us that we needed to do that.
No.
He's opening his lymphatic system, and that creates exiting of the old cells that are the old ankle cells, and the new ankle cells can be highly oxygenated and put into the place for new, healthy, regenerative growth, like your eyes.
Amen.
Yes, let's do it and let's show the world what's possible. So
exactly.
I just want to say, because there's always these medical disclaimers, everybody's circumstances are different. We hope that you find inspiration in this testimony. This is her personal testimony. We are doing this for entertainment purposes. We are not giving medical advice. And if you have a medical situation, go to your doctor and ask your doctor, could rebounding help me? And find out if your doctor knows about this. Maybe they will say. But there is a very low impact with rebounding because the springs and the mat that bounces down takes all the absorption of the impact that you have and feeds it to the springs. And
mine has this bungee. I don't have the spring. I actually have the bungee cords.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, and it's all absorption. All of that's absorption. So you're not
agree.
People who run or running on a hard surface, and eventually runners have to stop running when they get like 70 or whatever because they've injured their
after multiple surgeries and
and a lot of runners have switched over to rebounding when they found out of the value that they got from the oxygen and everything. So.
Amen. Well, I thank you, Lydia. I thank you. I thank you for that little thought that came there. I can't help but believe that it was a God thought.
A divine connection.
Yes. And he put that thought in you and you're like, I think I can do this, and thank you. Thank you for being obedient, and thank you for loving people.
Oh, thank you for seeing me and knowing that that's what I want to be. And I just want to tell the audience that we were discussing, like the whole point was for me to put out there, what's the minimum that we could do and still have results and still be healthy? So my experiment is not a race. I'm not trying to get to somewhere. I'm trying to find sustainability. I'm trying to find a pathway that I can do for the rest of my life. And so I'm just in the experimentation phase. And so far I'm pleased with the results of my experiment.
I am too. I like seeing your results. I love you trying on the clothes.
Yes, I know. Dress. I have pants on today that I haven't worn since 2015. So
I love it. Thank you.
Keep us informed. Okay. Next
you
time
go
to your doctor, let us know how
I'll do that.
Results are going. And as you have new developments and things, we'll have you back on and you can share your joy with everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Lydia. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much.
I appreciate you too. And thank you for being part of our Avanti community.
Bye-bye.